Hello. I wanted to talk to you. Oh, I've got my favorite iced tea lemonade today because I just needed a little extra something. I love it. I wanted to talk to you about the tow truck driver. This one's not fully like categorized as in somebody that I dated because we never actually went out on a date. But anyway, we met in the wild. So I again had some kind of eager anticipation to see where it might go because he was actually my tow truck driver. My van broke down and he helped me out, got me back home. He was very sweet and gave me his card and was very professional. And then as I was leaving at my house, he was like, I don't want to be weird or anything, but if you're single, I'm single, and I would like to get to know you a little bit better. If you're open to that, no pressure if you're not. And I was like, actually, yeah, this last 45 minutes in the car was kind of nice, and you seem like a decent guy. So, yeah, let's exchange phone numbers personally, and we'll see how things go. We texted for a little while, about a week and a half, I think. And then he just kind of disappeared. I was like, okay, well, maybe I wasn't what he thought I was, or he wasn't like fully interested in getting to know me for real. Who knows, right? Who knows? I think these things happen. So he actually popped up like several months later and texted me again and was like, I've been thinking about you. I don't know why we stopped talking, but I'd still like to get to know you. And actually, every time I pass your exit, I'm reminded of just like how nice of a time we had that day. And I was wondering if you'd be interested in going out. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. I mean, sometimes I'm a little bit too forgiving. I always assume that somebody has a reasonable expectation for why something doesn't work out. The reality is, and I know, but it will probably never be my automatic response. He probably had something going on, some kind of character flaw or secret or whatever. Like, I know that in the back of my head, but also to myself, I'm like, well, maybe he got sick. Maybe his mom needed help with something. Maybe he is struggling with depression. Maybe work got really busy. Like, we weren't like promised to each other. We weren't in any kind of agreement with each other. So I don't owe him anything and he doesn't owe me anything. We were just talking. So maybe the timing was off. And now that we have reconnected, maybe it'll work out, right? So he did warn me that as a tow truck driver, because that was his second job, he he might have some nights of the week were pretty free and other nights were kind of hard. If he was called out last minute, he might have to cancel. I was like, you know what, that's totally fine. Considering that, if we could just plan to meet somewhat near my neck of the woods rather than driving too far, that way if you are canceling, I'll just have some extra time with my kids or work on a project or something like that. It's not a big deal. Thank you for communicating with me. Okay, well, all that sounds great. Come up to our first possible date. We were going to go do karaoke at this one bar near my house, and it was going to be kind of casual and flexible and fun, right? I like karaoke. You can eat dinner there and watch everything, participate. You can stay as long as you want if you're having fun, or you can leave early if you're not having a good time. So he texts me like 2 hours maybe before we were supposed to meet and says, I'm so sorry I got called away. I'm not gonna make it. And I was like, oh, no big deal, that's fine. Thanks for letting me know. Hope everything goes well and we can plan for another night. And then I don't hear from him the rest of the night. And he texts me the next day and he's like, oh, did you have fun with karaoke? How did it go? And I was like, no, I didn't go. Because, we had made plans together and then I decided not to go. And he's like, oh, well, what would you have done if I had shown, like, what would have happened to me then if I had shown up? And I was super confused because he told me that he wasn't going to be able to go. Okay, that's fine. but you're still expecting me to go just in case you decide to change your mind? He didn't tell me, hey, I'm going to be late, or I'm hoping to get there at this time, or maybe I can make it. He said, I can't go. Like, I will not be able to go. So let me get this straight. You're expecting me to go, even though you can't go, just in case you then are able to go, but you're not going to communicate about that ambiguous possibility of being able to go. He was mad. He was mad that even though he canceled, I changed my plans and I didn't go. And it was just so ridiculous because he didn't even go. So it wasn't an issue for him at all in the end, because he never went himself. But he was mad that I didn't go just in case he wanted to go. What the heck? Okay? So I did call him out on that a little bit. Like, dude, you said that you weren't going to go, so I didn't go. Like, what do you want from me? And he's like, yeah, okay. I don't hear from him at all. And then the next, week, because it's on Friday nights at that place, the next week, he texts me 2 hours before it's supposed to start regularly, because it's a regular thing. So what time are we meeting for karaoke? We're not meeting for karaoke. I haven't heard from you in a week. We didn't make plans to do karaoke. I actually have other plans this evening. I just was like, what is going on? I still will never understand how somebody can be so clear and concise and good with communication one day and then completely different the day after. I was flabbergasted. I was just like, no shade. I'm not angry about it. I'm confused, absolutely confused, and I am bewildered. But you do you, man. If that's the way that you want to have your relationships to work, that's okay. But that's not going to work for me. I have children. I have a job. I'm renovating my house. I have my own hobbies. I have friends. I have family. I have a full life. So, I tell everyone before I even go on a date with them, if you don't know how to schedule a date, this is not going to work. And it's not a judgment against you. I'm not saying my way is right and your way is wrong, but it's my life, and that's how I choose to live it. I want to know if things are happening at a certain time. Now, there are people in my life that I will drop everything for, once we get close enough to be that kind of last minute, oh yeah, I can do this for you, and vice versa. But when you're first starting to get to know someone, that's just not, you're not at that level yet. And so I just politely let him know, no hard feelings, but it's pretty clear to me that since we can't even figure out a way to meet each other, this is not going to be a positive thing for both of us. So I'm just gonna wish you well, and keep your number if I need a tow truck driver, because you are a nice guy. You're not a bad guy, you're just not the guy for me. So he wasn't very happy about that, but he did respect it, and he did leave me alone. He didn't push it or anything like that, and it's fine. He can be disappointed, but I think a lot of people take that as a rejection of who they are, saying that their way is wrong, which is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's not for me, and some people just don't really respond very well to that. So it was a little bit disappointing because I had met him in the wild, but I think from that I definitely learned giving it a little bit of time before you actually meet each other, and making sure that those connections, and even just the way that you decide to meet up and the way that you plan things, if that's a frustrating process for you, then it's probably not going to work out in the end. Go ahead and have that conversation and say, hey, these are my expectations, and this is what works for me and what doesn't work for me. You might be able to meet in the middle and both give a little bit. But if you're hitting your head against a brick wall and you haven't even gone out on a date with this person, just wish them well and move on, because you're just going to end up even more frustrated than when you started. So anyway, funny story.